Hi, ladies. Welcome to your Monday question answer. I am going to just take a look at my email in case anybody sent me questions ahead of time. Otherwise, I have a couple topics that I would love to discuss with you guys today. So bear with me while I just take a piece. Boop, boop, boop. Okay, I'm not seeing anything coming in email. And I also didn't see any questions. I think also on the post that I made earlier. So hello, thanks for joining, ladies. Thank you for joining. So I think I just want to, I have a topic I want to start with, but if you have any questions, or anything you want to share, comment now because it takes a little bit of time for the Facebook feed to show it to me. It takes like a minute, like it's a minute lag. So go ahead and post that now if you have any questions or topics that you would like some coaching on, and we'll see if we got time to go through those. This is your time to get that extra support. Okay, so this weekend I posted this big question. And I'm just wondering how this I'm wondering what your thoughts are, what your feelings are, what you experience. So the question was, what if we took weight loss off the table and we decided to just really choose to focus on health? We decided to focus on healing emotional eating and trusting that the side effect would be weight loss. So the reason that I pose this question is because I'm just thinking about a few of the clients that are coming in for weekly coaching right now, and also where I was in my journey and what I needed to do. I just remember sitting in my driveway thinking, screw it, I'm done, F it. Like, that was a thought. F it, I'm just done focusing on this weight, whatever. If I am going to be this pound, which was 50 pounds heavier than where I'm at now, if I'm going to be at this weight for the rest of my life, well, at least I have legs and arms and I have hair and eyes and, thank goodness, and I have beautiful children. So you know what? I'm done obsessing about food and weight. I'm downright miserable. I'm hating my body. And I just decided that come heck or high water, I'm going to heal this emotional eating. And if it means I'm going to gain 5, 10 pounds in the process or maybe not lose weight, well, so be it, because I'm enough with this. And I remember making that thought of like, I am going to need to tolerate the fact that I may gain weight while I'm trying to heal emotional eating. And sometimes that does happen for some clients, but most of the time it doesn't. And in my case, I definitely had a period of maintaining my weight, but being able to get to this place where I wasn't obsessed about it, and I got to a place of body gratitude because I couldn't accept my body. I hated my body. I loathed my body. But I got to a place of body gratitude and then acceptance and then and then love. And from that place, though, I was able to heal the emotional eating. So just think about it. If we're in this situation where we are hating ourselves and our body, we cannot have change in our results, if we're having the same mindset. So with whatever the mindset was that created the problem, we can't have the same mindset while we're trying to go about having a solution and resolving the problem. And so if we're hating our body, if we're having massive amounts of body shame and wanting to hide and not want to go out and do things or enjoy the sun that we're going to be here having pretty soon, or not going to get-togethers, or just not living life, then we are creating more distress for ourselves, and then we're going to lead to emotional eating, or the weight loss that might happen will be based in restriction and control. Hello, May. So glad you're here. Hello, Carrie. Hello, Heather. Thank you. Thank you for being here. The Facebook lags a bit. So, but back to my point. ADD. Sorry about that. So squirrel. And so back to this is that if we're using the same mindset of I hate my body, I'm feeling fat, nothing fits, I'm ugly and disgusting, and then I'm expecting myself not to emotionally eat, that's just an unrealistic expectation because I'm causing myself distress, and eventually I'm just going to want to give up and give in and use food or not be motivated. We cannot hate ourselves thin. We cannot hate ourselves into motivation and being inspired, and we cannot hate ourselves happy. So that's that first place. Is I just really wanted to connect with you guys and just consider that what if you decided to go about this with a different mindset? You've been dieting for decades. If you're struggling in your weight loss right now in your journey, you're not alone in that. Or maybe you just need a little, you're at halfway. Sometimes halfway mentality looks like I've released some weight, I've healed emotional eating to a certain point, and I'm feeling great and I'm feeling good, but I'm not really where I want to be. We can get complacent, and I've seen that in some, I saw that in myself, and I also have seen it in clients where it gets complacent because I'm feeling better and the pain is no longer as great as the reward once was because I've released weight, or I feel better in my body, or I've released some of the obsession. And so then we got to figure out a new why. We got to come up with a new why if we want to continue moving on. My point here is that we got to get rid of the inner just negative dialogue, the negative self-talk, and the negative, well, we also need to get rid of the fat talk. So we cannot heal emotional eating when we are body shaming. And I know that's scary. I get it. I so get it. Like, I understand we want to have it. Well, I'll love myself and I'll like my body when I lose a certain amount of weight. But that's just the same mindset we've had all along. And so we really do need to get to this place of, I am accepting the body that I have. Thank goodness my body digests food. Thank goodness I have 2 feet and 2 hands. And, some people don't. And so I'm going to be grateful for the body that I have. And I'm going to keep moving forward in my health journey for the purpose of health. So here's my second point. Thank you, Carrie. I'm so glad it's helpful. I'm really glad it's helpful. So here's my second point, is that for some women, the diet mindset is so ingrained that whenever we focus on weight, it just automatically creates a diet mentality. And the only way that I'm going to get success, the only way I know I'm successful in this journey is if I'm seeing the scale drop in pounds. And we really have to get out of that mindset. Yes, I know you want to release weight. I get it. And being weight obsessed is not the route. Your healthy weight is a weight that you can maintain without restriction, deprivation, and obsession. And so we want to do what you need to do now to release weight as it's meant to and keep it off. And so if you are feeling that way, whenever I focus on the weight, whenever I focus on restricting food, whenever I focus on I need to lose weight for such and such or this time, does that then create more kind of rebel, or you feel like a digging in, like I don't want to? If that's you, I would considering taking the weight loss off the table and see what you experience. Maybe you do it for 3 days and you set alarms on your phone that say, stop trying to lose weight. And you just sit with that. Like, what happens? How do you feel? Do you feel differently around food? Do you feel happier if you can get to that place where, worst case scenario, what if you called the weight that you're at now your goal weight? You just said, if this is what the weight that I'm at, well then how can I just feel more energetic? How can I feel healthier? Because really this journey, ladies, yes, weight loss may happen for you, and many times it does, but the healing the emotional eating has to come first and primary. We cannot heal emotional eating with more restriction and more deprivation. Trust me, I tried since I was 8 years old and went on for decades trying to find that. And so we have to get to this place of body acceptance, body gratitude. For some of you, you might need to consider taking weight loss off the table and focus on the behaviors of doing your emotional check-ins, and really maybe noticing more about your feelings. And when I crave this food, it might be because I feel this way. And from that place, weight loss might happen, absolutely. But this is about happiness. So what if you decided to stop focusing on the weight, maybe even taking weight loss off the table, maybe even deciding to stop trying to lose weight? Because whenever we think of losing weight, then we think of restriction. And if I'm gonna lose weight, then it's automatically connected with, I gotta restrict my food. I can't be eating. I need to not emotionally eat, right? So for some people, those are so connected. We have to take that from both sides of letting go of any good or bad food labels around food, and letting go of also the expectation of weight loss will keep you stuck for some of you, okay? Carrie says, it's so scary. It feels disappointing to say my current weight is my goal weight. Uncovering these emotions and fears is so essential. Yeah, just stay with it and experiment with it. It doesn't mean that you have to do it, but just see what you experience and what that feels like. It might feel like a loss, like a grieving, like what am I been trying to do all this time? You know, and just stick with it and just stay curious for even like 24 hours or 3 days, and remind yourself, trying to lose weight. I'm not trying to lose weight. I'm focusing on happiness. So what if you decide to stop focusing on weight loss and instead decide to focus on your happiness? Because it is my belief, and I've been working with thousands of clients over the last 12 years, almost 13, oh my goodness, of doing this, is that a woman's weight is a direct reflection of the level of happiness she has in life, happiness and fulfillment. So my question to you would be, where in life are you unhappy? Or why are you unhappy to the point where you're having some struggles around food? And then the side effect of that is weight, right? So another way to think about that is, where in life do you need relief? And just kind of sit with that and notice, what does that look like for you? Carrie says, I'm trying to focus on helping my body be healthy. Yes, because your body is your friend. It is not your enemy. It is there for your survival. Your body wants you to feel great and amazing. Absolutely. So I know that we're talking about some really deep stuff, so I really want to encourage you to bring some of this to your private coaching session. And if you're in our Thursday night small group, let's definitely have more of a conversation about this, also in group. And I'd love to hear more from you about what this might bring up for you. What are you experiencing as you're considering this? So you can feel free to comment below. I want to leave you with a story of a client, and we're going to call her Jane. A couple of years ago, Jane came to me, and in her free discovery session, which I just love doing with every woman, because I want to make sure what we have here and what we're doing here is a good fit for what you're looking for. And so in her free discovery session, she's just said, I'm so miserable and frustrated with this struggle around weight, of losing weight and gaining it, losing weight and gaining it, and just feeling miserable in all areas of my life because of it, that if I actually gain weight in the initial process, you know, of healing the emotional eating, I'm okay with it. And I just remember her coming in and starting to apply the emotional tools and just making nutritional changes based on our food sensitivity testing, based on love for herself, not for weight loss, and not to confine and restrict food. And she released 40 pounds within, actually 60 within the first 12 months of working together, and 40 within the first half of it. But there was more of an ease in her journey because she had made that, she had met her enough time. So you might also need to get to that place of, where is your line in the sand? We talked about this a few weeks ago in a Facebook Live. Where is your line in the sand? When is enough going to be enough of yo-yo dieting and all or nothing thinking and obsession around food and weight? Like, when is it going to be enough? And start looking for that enough. Like, what's what is it going to take for you to get to that place? So I told you about my driveway movement, and I'll tell you about another moment as well. As you all know, I like to be really transparent, because that's the brilliance of being able to be a coach, is I can be transparent, and I know that it's helpful. So I told you about my enough moment. I told you about client Jane's enough moment, where it's a line in the sand. Enough, I'm done, I've had it, I've fed up. And it means getting angry. It means getting pissed off that enough is enough. I'm tired of all these fad diets lying to me. I'm tired of the struggle. I'm feeling downright miserable. And so now I'm going to move through it. But if you're suppressing that feeling of getting pissed off and angry and maybe a little bit of rageful, you're going to stay stuck. So you got to get pissed off. You got to get angry. And that emotional unload is a perfect way to help you do that and have it be helpful. And we can do this together in private coaching as well, because that's what private coaching is for, is when you just feel it's too emotionally difficult. That's what I'm here to help walk you through. Okay. So I'm going to tell you about one more moment, and then I just want to make sure I'm not, okay, we're good. I just want to make sure somebody's not trying to get on Facebook Live. Okay, so enough moment. So I remember when my husband and I, a couple of years ago, were really struggling, and I asked this myself. I coached myself through it all the time, and my husband and I were struggling, and we were at a point where I was just really unhappy and really miserable, and he was unhappy and miserable, and we were looking at separation. And, but that was really scary for me for many reasons, like financially. How am I going to support 2 boys and a whole household myself? How am I going to make it? Am I ever going to find love again if that ends up not going well? What does this all mean? And so I remember, like, Emmy, where's your enough moment? After so many years of just being miserable and unhappy, and we're both struggling. And I remember just feeling like I got irritated with my 7-year-old, who was then about 4-ish years old. I got irritated, and I never do that with him. And I was like, oh, not my baby, not my sweetness. That is not happening. That's it. That's it. If the stress of my marriage is causing me to react that way and show up that way as a mom, that is not happening. And that was my line in the sand. That was my enough moment. And I made the decision that I'm stepping out of the marriage. And we did it. We went into a separation for our marriage. And we decided to be separated to work on ourselves and co-parent and having the best intentions for our boys. And my husband will now tell anybody that that was the best thing that I could have ever done for our marriage, that we could have ever done. And he's so grateful that I made the decision for us to separate, because we of course went into getting support for us and marriage counseling and worked with that. But remaining separated for 6 months helped us work on our own individuality and find ourselves again. And now we can show up together as a team, as a partnership. So that's just kind of my vulnerable share. We all have our messes in life. But now today, you probably see some of this on social media, where we moved into a house. We've been back together for, I want to say, almost 2 years now. Hasn't always been easy. We all have bumps, right? But my point in sharing this, you guys, is you got to find your enough moment. Where is your enough moment? And if you don't know where it is, it's okay. Just start asking yourself and start observing how remaining obsessed around food and weight is causing you pain. We first have to observe how it's impacting us before we can change it. So just like you're a fly on the wall going through life, and you're just like, oh, that's interesting. I'm noticing I'm wanting to retreat from this situation. And if I wasn't obsessed about food and weight, what might I do, right? So just observe how this shows up for you and ask yourself, use your name, where's my line in the sand? So May, you're here, so you can say, May, where's your line in the sand? If you're feeling like this stuff speaks to you, not saying May, this is you. I'm just seeing your name here. It's saying Carrie. Carrie, you know, like, where's your line in the sand? So use your name when you talk to yourself and say, Heather, where's your line in the sand? And just start looking for it and observing it and asking, you know, to show me. And that's kind of what I asked for, was divine intervention. I like to delegate, whatever your spiritual beliefs are, you can just delegate, and you can just say, show me where my line in the sand is. I'm looking, I'm watching, I'm listening. Show me where the line in the sand is, and you'll feel it. I believe it will be shown to you when you ask for that. So I hope today has been helpful. And I'm looking forward to connecting with you guys about some of this week. I'm here for you. I want to support you. And I really want to open up to have a conversation about this. What does this bring up for you? Feel free to put some comments here. This is your space, safe space in this community, in this Facebook page. This is your safe space. This is your community. We are all in this together, walking alongside this together. So that's what this is meant to be about, is to connect with each other and to know you are loved and supported. Okay? All right, ladies. Well, I hope that you have a good rest of your Monday. If you're just popping on now, feel free to go back to the beginning, because there's some powerful stuff in here. I look forward to connecting with you more this week. All right, until then, ladies, say it with me. Stop dieting and start living blissfully healthy. All right, talk to you soon. Bye.